Hi guys, welcome to Rob Gaming Zone. This is my video in NBA2K14. You are watching the match between Warriors and Spurs. Now we are going to just start the match, and for right now I'm going to leave the system commentary.
Taken with the 28th pick back in 2008. The 6'11" pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan in at the 4 spot. Duncan brings the double team. And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
Thompson against Green, and the whistle blows. It'll be on Thiago Splitter. That is his first foul of the game.
Boy, it was an impressive turnaround for Mark Jackson and the Warriors last season. I mean, his promise of making the playoffs didn't come together in his first season at the controls, but in year 2, they got it done. And I tell you what, most thought Mark would be a really outstanding coach, and he's well on his way to making that a reality.
San Antonio with the ball. Parker dishes to Splitter. Duncan right side. Lee with the steal. Bogut kicks to Curry. Back to Bogut. Tim Duncan grabs the miss. And for Mark Jackson, there have been some questions. He had never spent time as a coach, even as an assistant. I guess the question was, Steve, would he be able to take over the reins as a head coach?
Well, the biggest thing you want to do as an NBA coach is have your players buy into what you're selling. And Mark Jackson's been able to do that. His players believe in him. He motivates them. They like playing for him. And that's most of the battle right there.
Green, no luck. The Warriors have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Here's Iguodala. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
That's kind of his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the defense and finish at the rim.
Parker with it. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Duncan takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the way up.
Steph Curry is virtually impossible to defend. I mean, he can hit from anywhere on the floor. In the gym range, personified with Curry. Mid-range jumpers are like layups to him. And inside, he's got the floater finger roll and the runner. You always expect his shots to go in. It's like watching a game of force at full speed when the highest stakes are on the line.
Out to Parker. 6 to shoot. Duncan. He's covered by Thompson. And again, Tim Duncan. Duncan's got his second bucket.
He's been working hard to get good looks, and it's paying off for him early.
And Steve, shooting no doubt Curry's forte. He narrowly missed the All-Star game last season. I mean, I can't believe he didn't get elected, and he seemed to be the one glaring miss. When you watch his game, where can he improve?
I think offensively, he's got the whole package. I think it's at the other end of the floor where he can probably improve. He needs to compete a little bit more defensively, but that's tough to do when you're handling so much of the offensive load for your team. But he's got to find a little more balance, I think, between his offense and his defense.
Back to Thompson.
Well, you know, it's interesting, guys. Klay Thompson, as we all know, is a deadly outside shooter. But I think early in his NBA career, he struggled a bit with his touch around the rim. So it's nice to see as last season wore on, he started to find that touch around the glass and finish against bigger guys, which is much needed at the 2-guard position.
Boy, his free throw shooting, just another reason he's such a good all-around player.
Here's Splitter, and he banks in the layup. The Warriors have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Rowan Clark going back to Klay Thompson. He wants to be a complete player. His dad certainly was, and Steve, he's just not a shooting specialist.
No, he's got the size and ball handling ability to really attack off the dribble, and he's also become an excellent defender, too. Greg Popovich talked about it during their playoff series a year ago. Thompson really did a nice job at that end of the floor.
Duncan goes in. Warriors with the rebound. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Curry kicks to Bogut. Back to Curry. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Stephen Curry, really the engine that drives the Warriors offensively. And I don't know if there's a more entertaining player in the whole league than Steph Curry. I mean, he's one of the elite shooters already early in his career in league history. And he's a leader for this
Now
team.
there is only about 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
The Warriors making a change here. Mazzili's checked in.
They are already 4 points ahead of us, so that I'm trying to equal them.
And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Klay Thompson. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, Mark Jackson and I spoke for just a couple of moments. I asked him about how his team was going to handle the veterans of the Spurs, and he said,
I think I have to work more on my defense.
Haven't seen. So you can't surprise them one way or another. Really, it comes down to us being as careful with the ball as they are and being efficient in our possessions. Sounds simple enough, gentlemen.
I just tried to throw from there, but that's not been done. There's a steal. I'm trying to stop it.
On the break. Curry's got the ball. He passes it to Douglas. Tries again. No good. It's the Spurs taking it the other way. And here comes Bellinelli leading the fast break. It's tipped. Douglas with the steal. Now here's Barnes. He's guarded closely. The finger roll finish at the bucket. And Curry last season logging heavy minutes, a good sign that he was able to hold up physically.
Yeah, and despite those concerns with that right ankle, he really had a tremendous season. I thought he competed better.
Now there are two free throws to me.
Possibly the most skilled player in the league when you look at his ability to
It has been wasted.
shoot with range and pass.
It was great to see him get on a big playoff stage.
At least this one. This one is also wasted. So I think I have to work more on my free throws.
Pretty incredible and remarkable too, but it seems, as Mark Jackson said, that things be a-changing in the Bay Area, and for the better.
And Diao kicks to Bonner. Curry with the steal. He dishes it to space. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And the early lead just keeps on growing. Another basket.
And the way they've done it is with an extremely potent inside attack.
There's 42 seconds left to play.
Now there are only 40 seconds to end the first quarter. I think I have to just reduce the difference between us and the opponent. But it is not working. They are only just getting to the basket.
And really making that series so competitive.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes
It's out of bounds.
Warriors leading by 10. Here's Curry. The pass to Douglas. He kicks it to space.
Now we are in the final 10 seconds of the match. I'm just throwing to shoot it. It's not gone into the basket. It's the end of the first quarter. They are just ahead of us. I must try to reduce the difference between us and the next quarter. This is the start of the next quarter. Now I'm going to leave the commentary to the actual commentators. I will be back after some time.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Backing down is Bonner. The shot. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Bonner's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for San Antonio. Parker with the steal. Parker left side. To the paint. Deflects the pass. And stolen by Space. Douglas the pass to Curry. And it's sent back by Diao. but they recover it. Douglas dishes to Curry. He feeds it to Barnes. Fires the three. Here's Azili. And finally they hit one. And the Warriors lead by 10.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
Ginobili kicks to Bonner. That falls. Nice feed that time from Manu Ginobili. Bonner's got 4 points in the quarter.
The offense really coming around here in the second.
Up above 50% shooting now for the game, guys, and they'll definitely take that. It's defense where they need to key in.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Marco Bellinelli. That's his first foul. Different look here for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut checked in for Azili. Lee comes in for Maurice Spates. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Klay Thompson in for Steph Curry. And the basket by Bogut. Spurs trail by 10.
Well, you know, Andrew Bogut essentially missed the first half of last season as he continued rehab from his ankle injury from early 2012. The team did a pretty good job of holding down the fort in his absence. Got off to a hot start, but no question about it. He gives this team a whole different dimension inside when he's healthy.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Thank you, Kevin. Tony Parker and teammate Boris Diaw have known each other since high school back in France. Boris says of Tony, quote, he's a point guard who can do it all. He can be an organizer and make the team play. Other times, he's going to be a scoring point guard. It's pretty rare to have both. And guys, Coach Popovich talked about how Parker's decision-making has matured as far as reading when to pass and when to score. He's found a great balance as the years have gone on, guys.
He can do it all, Doris. Pass, shoot, special talent. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Going back to Bogut, the Warriors took a little heat early on with that trade. You know, they sent their high-scoring.
What a huge play.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
Splitter, that's good.
Now there is more than
Warriors leading by 12.
12 points difference
Spurs
between.
last year were as tough as always in San Antonio. Hard not to beat when you win 50.
Now I want to leave the rest of the commentary to the commentators. So thank you guys for watching my video.
Spurs passing it around. It's Parker with the drive. Leonard, Duncan, the pass to Splitter. Another shot. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Bogut. Golden State's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And with the Spurs, they are just so consistent. Every time they take the court, you always expect them to get a win when they play in this building.
And the two teams with better home records in the NBA were the Nuggets and the Heat, both of whom had huge win streaks. But as you said, it's the Spurs' consistency every time out that lets them pile up these home wins without anyone really thinking much about it.
And the foul call in Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. Stephen Curry's checked in for Tony Douglas. Curry against Parker. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And another foul would give him 3 before the half, something to keep our eyes on.
Curry outside.
He's just gone cold since the start of this quarter, guys.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, I'm a big fan of David Lee, fellas. I mean, you look at the way he's progressed in his career. Each season he's found a way to improve and now become one of the better passing forwards in the NBA. I just like what he does because he can figure out ways to win each and every night.
I think a lot of it just has to do with him feeling right at home with the ball on the block. If you double, he'll find the open man, and if you don't, he'll square up and go into his move. He just finds a way to be productive on offense.
Parker double teamed. Now the dish to Splitter. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Well, if you're going to learn from someone, you might as well take some lessons from Tim Duncan. That's what Thiago Splitter has done in San Antonio, really kind of growing up under the tutelage of one of the great players of all time.
And he can't hit the second. And Splitter taken 28th by the Spurs way back in the 2007 draft, but they had to wait 3 seasons for him to come over from Spain. And as Greg Popovich was saying just this past season, he's finally showing what he can do because he's been healthy.
Yeah, agreed, Kevin, and I think it was a wait worth making, quite honestly. I mean, one of the premier backup centers in the NBA the last 3 seasons, and he earned himself a nice payday with his new contract, too.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department, too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
Low block shot. And Duncan finishes inside. Duncan's got 8 points. Warriors leading by 15. Outside Curry. Feeds it to Iguodala. Tipped away. Leonard with the steal. There's 45 seconds left here in the second. Green left side. Passes it to Duncan. Curry with the steal. It's Thompson off the drive. Rebounded by Splitter.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim, that's exactly what he can give you.
And the Warriors making a change here. Golden State's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Iguodala. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
It's Curry outside. Tries to keep it alive. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Here's Leonard. No good on the quick 3. And so that brings the first half to a close. Warriors lead by 15. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio.